Hello and welcome to another VOD review. Today we're going to be doing a VOD review of DPS player Puxk. I think that's how you say it. He is a... what SR is he? I believe he is... Okay, so he's a 2900 hit scan DPS. And he says that in this game he was flamed by both the enemy team and his team alike. He wants to see what he could have done better. So let's hop in and see how he does.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A. No. Para reporting.
Okay, good job checking the point there. Cannot believe that we survived there. Okay, so I think you're running out because your tanks are down. At least that's what I'm hoping you're doing. Yeah, and the rest of your team's gonna get cleaned up. So already I've spotted one really big mistake, but I want to see if it's something that you do repeatedly or if it's something that so it is repeated. So okay, if there's one thing that you need to get in your head right now, if you want to climb, you must get this into your head right now. I cannot stress how important this is. This is probably the single most important piece of advice that I will give you in this VOD review. I can already guarantee you that. Is that there is one place on the entire map, on this entire big ass map, okay? There is exactly one place where you do not want to be. Can you guess where that place is? You're standing right in it right now. This choke? Do not stand in the choke. Just get that in your head. Do not stand in the choke, ever. Okay? Ever. Doesn't matter whether you're tank, support, DPS. I don't care. Do not sit in the choke. Okay? Let me say it again. Do not sit in the choke. Okay? Get that in your head. Do not sit in the choke. I'm going to say it another time. Do not sit in the choke, okay? This is the one place on every single map in this game. Every single map, I shit you not. Every last one. This is the one place where the defenders have the most advantage over the attackers. The one place, okay? Getting through the choke costs every team resources, okay? At pro level, they make teams pay a ton of resources to get through this choke. Okay, and you have to remember, space is a resource in this game, and so is time, right? Now, right now, you're not taking space and you're wasting time, and your positioning is the worst possible place that you could be in the entire map. So already off the bat, this is really bad for you guys. Like, the reason you lost that first team fight, by the way, is because you guys just sat in the choke, and I can tell I can guess that you guys are gonna lose this as well because you're sitting in the choke still. Yeah. This is a little bit better, but then you go back in the choke. Why? I can already tell you guys are gonna lose this team fight. You're down your mercy, for starters. And secondly, this is terrible angle for you. By the way, at that distance that you were shooting that torb, your damage fall off makes you do like half the amount of damage, so that's completely useless. This I don't mind because he's discorded, but you can't even finish that kill. And not getting the Kree that's just a mechanical error. You just need to improve your aim. But you know what? I could tell you right now with this aim, if you knew how to, if you knew what a master knows, a master player, in terms of just positioning and like how the game works, I can tell you that with even just your current mechanics, from what I've seen, you could easily get masters. And I tell people, it's hilarious because I find that in all my VOD reviews, all these golds and plats who are like, oh, I need to work on my mechanics, oh, my aim is bad, I'm so terrible, they all have really good mechanics. Like, your mechanics are fine. Your mechanics are not what's holding you back at all, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and say this: mechanics are not holding back the vast, like 90 to 95% of plats, diamonds, and golds. It's their mechanics are not what's holding them back. Okay, it's everything else except their mechanics. Why they're stuck is because they've capped the point at which their mechanics can get them up. Like, just sheer mechanics can get you up to, but they don't know anything else about the game. So here, why are you here still? You've been sitting in this choke for 2 minutes, right? For 2 minutes, you've just been sitting on this car, poking away at the worst. Can you see anyone here? No, this is the worst possible angle for you. What if you were over here? You can see their entire enemy team. What if you came up here and took the high ground? Not only do you clear the high ground off, you can see their entire team and have hard cover to play around. What if you went around the back way? Not only is there now a mega for you to sprint to if you need it, but you're flanking the enemy team and you can see them all from here too. And you have plenty of hard cover. Look at all the hard cover. Right? So, or what if you even went this way, sprinted past, and flanked this way, right? And then you can catch people who are coming from spawn. You can come up here and pressure people who are using this room for cover. You can even come up here for a really hard flank, and you're pretty committed. But look at that! Look at that angle, right? But instead of doing any of the above, all of which are better than what you've been doing, you're just sitting here at the choke, spamming away at people you can't even see, shooting a torp turret at 100 meters and doing no damage. Good job on spotting the Ana, listening to the Ana there and spotting him and killing her. It's funny because that Doom almost put you on high ground for the first time this game, which actually would have been good, a good thing for you. Okay, so you guys managed to pull through at the expense of many of your ults. And again, there's no reason for you to be here, right? 3 people was the maximum number for the fastest cap. There's no point for you to be sitting here capping. It doesn't make it cap any faster. There's no strategic of it. You're not getting any. You're not doing anything. You're not getting any ultra. You're just killing time, right? One of the things about playing, one of the best things. Well, Soldier's strongest ability is, by the way, is his sprint. His sprint is by far his strongest ability because it lets him. He's the most mobile character in the game after Ball. He's more mobile than Tracer. He's the single most mobile hero in the game after Ball. Before Ball was added, he was the most mobile hero. So you need to take advantage of that mobility, because I haven't seen you use your sprint to take like high ground positions or flanks or anything here. So like you could be up here. You could be up here. You could be, if you're worried about the point still, you could be up here, right? Or you could be up here. Or you could be up here, right? You could be in all these places and have a better position than where you are now. Yeah, the ball's still stalling you guys out a little bit. Okay, they're just, oh, okay, they're beating at this point. So here you should just be like, you should just be thanking them, because now they get the shit spawn, and they just, now your team gets free card push for the next 30 seconds. I'm also seeing some really bad rocket usage. You have to remember, your primary fire does more damage than the rockets, actually. So but the only difference is that the rocket does higher burst damage. So you want to use the rocket as a finisher. So like for example, if you're shooting a Rhine shield, don't rocket because it doesn't actually do more damage than your primary fire. But if you're like dueling a DPS and then you have them down to like half health, that's when you use the rocket as a finisher. On that Ashe wasn't. She got healed back to full health by the Mercy, so even if the rocket hit, it wouldn't have had any value there. Oh, and you get caught by the ball, which is really unfortunate. How did you get caught by the ball there? Okay, so you took a little bit of damage from the Ashe, but you got the heal pad up and you took your health back. Oh, you're just running in a straight line. Yeah, so another pro tip as soldier, if you sprint and weave side to side like 180 degrees, turn right, turn left, turn right, I guarantee you no one at this SR range can hit you. I guarantee you. If you go watch like Kabaji and other high level soldiers, there are literally moments in games at 4.5k SR, like top 10, top 20 on ladder, and Kabaji will literally sprint around in front of them, like just weaving and dodging, and they cannot hit him. So at this SR, no one is gonna be able to hit you. Okay, so just remember that. Don't run in straight lines, just weave.
Knock me down and I'll keep getting back up.
I don't know why your team is pushed back here. Okay, so oh, it's because you got your Mercy still spawning. Okay, so that's fine. Your Genji gets picked, so now you're just staggering. That's something you need to call in voice chat. This is for your team not to stagger. And again, why are you just sitting on the cart the entire game on low ground? And why are you visoring from up here or from down here? Like the first visor as well, you should have walked up to the high ground. Like when you visored, you should have gone up. You should have gone up to the high ground instead of like here. You should have just sprinted up here and visored from here. Yeah, that Rhine's dead. The Kree's dead. Torb's dead. Mercy's dead. And they can't res, and you win that. So again, like your positioning is really, really bad here for this entire game. This is you're just throwing an ult, by the way. You're even getting damage boosted by the Mercy. Yeah. Why are you fighting an Ashe with a Mercy pocket from low ground without a shield or, I mean, I guess this is hard cover, but yeah. But you shouldn't even be fighting her there. Okay. It's incredibly easy for you to just sprint over here and get on the pad and go up and kill her. Okay, if you come up here, you literally just spray and tap, right click, and she disappears, and then if you force the res out and you just jump back down again. Now the good thing is that their team's kind of brain dead, so your Rhine actually got a lot of push off. And they're investing ults in a one fight. Okay, your Mercy rests you, but she dies for it. You die again. I want to see how that happened. You're up on high ground. Finally. So for the first time in the game, you're on high ground. But you choose to go up on high ground across the street from an Ashe, a Mercy pocket Ashe who's also on high ground. Oh, that's unfortunate. You should have won that duel. You could have had it. But I like the attempt to get on high ground there. So see, that duel was a lot closer than your previous two, where she just killed you without taking any damage whatsoever. Okay, now you're back. And again, don't duel the Ashe from there. Not only is that far enough that you're not doing that you have damage fall off to deal with, she has hard cover and high ground and a Mercy pocket. Why are you fighting there? Okay, so you swap to Hanzo, which I'm okay with here, because Hanzo has a lot more flexibility in terms of getting to the high ground. Okay, nice storm arrows. Nice. Again. Okay, I mean, I don't mind this that you're pushing cart here, because you're the only one. But like here, now that your team's there, yeah, you need to take high ground, and you're still down here. Okay, good. Again, there's no reason for you to be on the cart here. The cart is being pushed. Right, you need to be up here. You need to be up here and use your sonic arrow, like right there, so that you can see people coming through the choke. Nice shot. Yeah, I mean, look, dude, your mechanics are fine. Your like I can tell you right now, you can easily hit masters with these mechanics. Okay, easily. The issue is your positioning. Like, why are you here? Why are you down here? You're down here in front of a Reaper, an Ana, and a Hog, instead of up here, where none of those players can reach you. I mean, the Ana could shoot you, but that would be a complete, like, she's throwing at that point if she's shooting you instead of healing her team. Okay. Putting the dragon out where the whole team can see you doing it is questionable. Okay, somehow you stay alive through that. You have your Mercy to thank for that. Go for the headshots on ball when he's out of ball form. Your Mercy could have kept you up there. I don't know what she was doing. Wow, you're actually gonna lose that. Okay. Yeah, your Mercy, all she had to do was keep you up while the ball was shooting you, and then I think you guys just hold that just fine. Your Zen's feeding. Finally, you start taking high ground. But again, you're fighting a Mercy pocketed Ashe by yourself. And nobody touches. Yeah, so the biggest thing here is you need to work on your positioning. Your positioning is like everything else. Your mechanics are fine. Your positioning is like silver, which is why you're stuck in plat. If you fix your positioning, you're gonna automatically climb like 500 SR. Okay, so here you're finally on the high ground for defense. You can't stay up here for long though, you have to remember that. See, okay, good pick on the Zen. They're gonna have to res that. You should have saved, well, I mean, she's out of line of sight, but you should have been cognizant that they were gonna res that and try to block that. That's just Echo being Echo. Broken character. Yeah, but like I said, you can't stay up here for long because it is a very vulnerable position, so I would have like leaped over and taken this high ground. Yeah, you guys got wiped really fast. Unfortunate. Now you're on Kree. Going Kree here for defense is very questionable. Hanzo, you were doing fine on Hanzo, and also Hanzo's way better here. I would have gone Hanzo, Widow, or Ashe. Kree, you don't have the range or the vertical mobility to play Kree here. I mean, I'm assuming you went Kree for the Echo. Okay, good job pressuring the ball off. Dropping there, you're throwing by dropping here. Why are you here? What are you doing, dude? Yeah, you're feeding, dude. You're actually feeding. So, even though you got a kill, that's completely worthless because he spawns right there, and you spawn all the way back here. Okay, so trading in that position is terrible, and also you just ceded high ground to their heroes who are now just gonna fuck your backline now. Yeah, your Ana's about to die. Since your Ana is dead, now your front line is gonna collapse. Yep. So that's your fault that you guys lost that team fight. That's like 90% your fault. You dropping down already was like, that was extremely questionable, and then you walking just WM1ing into their entire team by yourself in front of the Rhine shield was you actually just throwing. I don't know why you did that, but if I was on the team, if I was the Reinhardt, I would have probably reported you that game for what you did here. I don't know what was going through your head here, other than like, what are you doing here? What are you doing? Look where your team is. Look where you are. You're surrounded. You're overextended. And trading here, like I said, is not favorable for your team. And you giving up high ground lets them do that. Okay, so and you guys are getting staggered all the way back. So this is one of those things that just occurs in lower leagues because people don't know how to play the game. But you need to be in voice chat calling for this kind of crap not to happen. And you'll climb SR simply from doing that. I say this in every single VOD review that I've done under 3,500 is you just need to call for your team to group up and not stagger, because staggering is, yeah, I mean, look at this. Why would you, like, your Genji needs to just hurry up and die. The ball needs to get out. He's gonna get caught. Oh my god, yeah, and that's already a loss for you guys. Oh, luckily they're dumb and they haven't been pushing cart. What are you doing here? Dude. Okay, so this, right now, I'm gonna just be harsh, okay, because I think you need it at this point. Your shooting is easily masters. Your game sense is like bronze, okay? And that's what you need to work on, because this is inexcusable. You literally just watched your entire team get staggered. Your ball gets hard staggered here. This is the worst possible scenario. And then, what do? You WM1 into the entire enemy team. It doesn't even matter if you get the Mercy. That's not worth it, dude. That doesn't do anything for you. Like, their cart's back here, they get another fight before, you know, it gets over here anyway. Oh, and you're... Okay, your Genji's throwing. Is he gonna blade the ball? What is he doing? Yeah, he just dies. They use mines. That's... Okay, yeah, everyone in this lobby is just brain dead. They're still pushing cart though. They've been pushing cart this entire time because none of you are contesting, even though you're up players. Okay, now you have to hold this for 4 minutes. And you have to hold relatively close because you can actually get back kept here. Okay, so let me tell you something about this. This? Oh, I need to go back further. This kill on Echo is worthless because you're trading yourself for that. This kill on the Mercy made you feeding a little bit worth it, like somewhat worth it, because their spawn's longer, and taking Mercy out also gets rid of the res. But at a higher SR, you will never get to do this. Okay, you're just feeding here. What happened is you fed, and you happened to get lucky that the other team was so bad that they didn't peel for their Mercy. Which ended up winning you guys the team fight because you got the Mercy. Well, actually the ball did peel for you. The Reaper didn't. Yeah, so at higher SR, they're gonna make you pay for that shit. Like, that Echo would not have died and the Mercy would not have died, you would have just fed there and your team would lose right here. So don't do shit like that. Going in 1v6. That's sheer luck, and that's relying on the enemy being bad rather than relying on yourself being good. Okay, your Genji's throwing, etc, etc. Okay, good hiding on the Mercy.
Who's got the hot hand?
Now the issue is that the other team has 5 volts, and you guys don't have anything, so you're probably just gonna lose now. Again, you're way overextended. Look where you are. Look where your team is, dude. One of your supports is spawning. Your BAP's over here. Tracer can be up here because she's Tracer. You're not Tracer. You're McCree. You're an immobile hero. Why are you up here? Now that Echo's throwing by ulting you while she's off the edge. I don't know what the, like. This entire team, every single moment where you did well, like quote did well, is not you actually doing well. It's the enemy team just being, just throwing harder than you temporarily. Yeah, you're dead here, dude. That was a feed. That was a third feed of the fight, or of the defensive round. And then here, I don't know what you're doing. I'm assuming you're talking shit to your teammates for flaming you, but they have every right to flame you after what you just did right there. Okay, and so you quit playing before the. I mean, you had a chance, but yeah. So this is, dude. Yeah. When you said your team was flaming you, I'm assuming they're flaming you for these 2 specific moments, which is this moment. Is it this one? Yeah, this one. And this moment, because you're hard feeding here.
It's high noon.
And then you give up and stop playing. Yeah, so you need to work on actually thinking during your games and not just turning your brain off and shoot, because I'm seeing some really bad flaws in your play. Like, your positioning is terrible. Your positioning is absolutely horrendous, like bronze or silver SR type positioning. And you personally cost your team 3 fights on defense. Yeah, so work on your positioning. Just be aware of where you are relative to your team. And also, you need to be aware of when your team's getting staggered and not come out 1v6 like you did earlier here. Yeah, so work on that. Hopefully this is like a real kick in the butt for you to like wake up and start working on that, because I've never seen a player who's like so drastically good at one aspect of the game, but then like absolutely horrible at another, and it's just like a weird mix of good and bad. So yeah, work on your positioning. I hope this helped, and feel free to reach out for more help if you need it.